Yeah. So technology is powerful, but when combined with empathy, it becomes transformational. With this, I would like to welcome everyone to the podcast series. I'm Avni Patel, and I'll be the host for today. Today is not just an ordinary episode of this podcast series, but it's about impact, purpose, and the human side of innovation. And to explore this, we are joined by someone who truly embodies this vision, the global IEEE site chair, Amira Ouerfelli ma'am, an electrical and automation engineer specializing in robotics, embedded systems, and artificial intelligence. She currently serves as the IEEE MGA representative to the Humanitarian Technologies Board and the Humanitarian Technologies Coordinator of the IEEE Tunisia section. And she is actively involved in the IEEE Smart Village and Resonate initiatives. Welcome to the podcast now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and great initiative. Are you gonna record or I don't know. I mean, it's your thing. Are you gonna record the podcast or?
Yes, ma'am, we'll be recording the podcast.
Okay, so I think you should press the button record in the meeting. I think the host should record. I don't know who's the host.
Sorry,
No
ma'am.
audio to
We are
that.
recording with by using the OBS setup.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll start the first question with you, ma'am. You've grown from being an IEEE volunteer to serving as a global site chair. Would you take us through the journey and the defining moments that shaped your path as the leader?
All right, thank you so much, Avni. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Well, this is a great question. I mean, every leadership journey should definitely begin not with a title, not with a position, but if I might say with a moment that changed how you see the world. And mine began as a simple kid, if I might say. It began 10 years ago when I was 16 years old, and when I joined Tunisian Red Crescent and I was started volunteering, and I asked the question, I really want to make purpose out of my knowledge and make purpose and impact out of what I'm doing. And year after year I get more involved, and I was actually studying, and then I graduated from high school, then engineering degree. At the same time, I was growing in Red Crescent and Red Cross until I had the position of disaster relief and disaster response leader on the national level. So then I actually got to know IEEE at university with my student branch, and it was as a simple IEEE volunteer, as a simple student, and the day after day I was just showing up, like contributing, learning. And the defining moment perhaps came when I witnessed what happens when technology meets a real community need. I mean, in my student branch, we were not basically working on a lab or in a conference room. It was in a community, like going to help people, studying projects, and trying to figure it out how we can use this knowledge and these skills as students and really, really young students, how to use these skills to help and to engineer with purpose. So that moment actually, I asked myself a really wonderful question. If not me, then who? And everyone should ask themselves this question. If I'm not gonna do impact or purpose, should I actually wait and rely on others to do this impact? And the answer was no, I can do it, and I can start, and we can do it as a team. And this is what we were doing. And I remember in my student branch, we were doing great projects, great team, great ideas. And from that point, every step and every committee role, every project I was handling, either in my engineering courses or in IEEE, every collaboration was driven by that question. If not now, when? If it's not me, then who? And site, here comes the site part. Actually, site gave me the home where that question had answers. And day after day, throughout years of learning, falling, rebuilding, doing mistakes, and growing, I found myself here inside. It felt like home, not because I sought positions or leadership positions or titles. It was the mission itself of using technology to help underserved communities and in a sustainable way. So, leadership insight itself, as a summary, it's not about climbing, it's not about like having a title, it's more about serving. And it's choosing every single day to show up for communities, for people, for students, for members that are counting on us. So these moments, and I had a lot of moments actually, these moments were actually never the appointments, but if I might say, the projects that worked, and the volunteers who grew up with me in that journey, and the people I learned from, the mentors I had, and the communities that said by the end of the day, thank you actually helped us. So yeah, this is my journey.
That was truly inspiring and naturally extraordinary. Like the
Thank
one
you.
question everyone should ask themselves. That one question is a natural question everyone should ask themselves. That was truly inspiring, like powerful. I would like to move to the next question. So, you often work at the intersection of technology and the social impact. So, what do you like think about the saying engineering needs empathy? What do you think about that philosophy and how it influenced your work?
Oh, oh my, it's a really beautiful philosophy. I always say that engineering, if I might say, gives us the tools, but empathy tells us where to put these tools or how to use them. So it's a complementary mission. We need engineering skills, we need those technical skills, but with empathy, we kind of know where to direct them and how to put them. So for too long, our field has celebrated technical brilliance, divorced from a human context, and even in the engineering field in general. So we tend to kind of build sophisticated solutions to problems, um, and sometimes the problem is some engineers build solutions and really really good high-tech solutions to communities that they never had problems of these solutions. Then we wonder why adoption fails, why these solutions didn't work with communities, and they might be using these high-tech technology and really great engineering tools. That is engineering with empathy, or what I like to call it, humanitarian engineering or social engineering. It is more common than we like to admit. To me, engineering meets empathy means sitting with the communities before opening a laptop and talking to the community and understanding the needs. It means asking the community, what do you need? What are the issues? What are the challenges? Let's talk together and let's understand together before going further and try to understand the technical solutions that we might need. This first hand and first step of actually studying the community and studying what's going on, it's much more important than going further with the technical solutions, because it means that we actually are understanding that the best sensor in the world is useless if the farmer who needs it cannot maintain it or afford it or trust it. So social engineering or humanitarian engineering, or having that relationship between engineering and empathy, puts it perfectly and in right way how to use engineering with purpose. So like for instance, we have Tech for Good program and the SIDE program and the Move program, working the three of them together. They are capturing perfectly this philosophy, each with their own aspects. So the project in the humanitarian technology or in IEEE humanitarian technologies, they must focus on people first. When we design a project, it should be a human-centered project before going further with selecting or choosing the right techniques or technical tools, rather than just starting with the technology that needs to find a use. And you will find out when you are doing this step that sometimes the solution itself doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to use that wow technology. It can be so simple just because you did the first step of asking and trying to understand what the community actually needs. And this philosophy itself of having that beautiful relationship between engineering or technical aspects and empathy or the human aspect is wonderfully shaping every decision we are making inside and we are making in the IEEE humanitarian technologies, and what I actually personally make as a leader, because this philosophy always teach us that technical skills alone are not enough. You might be amazingly really good in technical skills, but this is not enough. With humanitarian work, you need patience, you need cultural humility, you need to put people first, and you need to have the ability to listen more than you speak. And sometimes the courage to walk away from a technically brilliant and really amazing, sophisticated idea because this is not what the community actually needs. So, the most a human thing an engineer can do or a technologist can do is build something, but not for recognition, not to people tell them, oh, this is a great design or really sophisticated, but to build something actually for someone who truly needs it. And this is what actually puts together the empathy and the engineering aspect.
So that's a really powerful and selfless perspective, ma'am. It's not like solving the problem, but solving the right problem with a selfless perspective. That is really inspiring, ma'am. Moving on to the next question, I would like to ask, like looking back at the site's journey over all these years, what milestones or initiatives stand out to you the most, for defining the highlights of IEEE site's impact globally?
Well, IEEE site story has beautiful a lot of beautiful milestones, and at least I can talk for the ones that I witnessed. So side story is not actually if I might say one of a quite consistent and extraordinary impact and a story that built one community at a time. Now I can say with much confidence and with much pride that we have a big community of 87,000 members all over the world, which we are as the site committee so proud of each member, so proud of each site group, section site group and student branch site group, and even the site group that will be established soon and the members who will join. We are proud of them because we're not seeing them as members. We're seeing them as part of a whole community, a whole family, working together, pushing together to make impact. So, like for instance, in 2024 alone, like IEEE Humanitarian Technology Board supported the creation of 25 new site groups, which is huge. And the site membership grew by 42%. And through Tech for Good, for instance, we have granted 570,000 approximately to 74 IEEE projects and member projects in Tech for Good in over 15 countries. And we have over 150,000 people who benefited from these projects and in underserved communities, in really underrepresented communities. And I know these are numbers for some, but for us in the board, it's not just numbers. We see them as communities transformed, communities got impacted, and their lives changed forever. So the establishment of site as a structured pathway for communities and for people to learn, to build, and to implement. It was a turning point in the humanitarian technologies aspect in IEEE, because it gave volunteers all over the world not just inspiration, but also the resources, and to tell them, hey, you can do impact, and you are so privileged to be part of site and the site family, because now you can tackle these challenges in your communities and you can change what's going on. So the engineers and the technical professionals now throughout HTB programs and the HT consortium programs have the unique ability to shape the future. And this is so strong and so unique, and to actually create sustainable solutions for the world most pressing challenges. And site exists to make that possible at a local level. So the growth of site across the regions, like for instance, the region 8, 9, and 10, showed that humanitarian technology actually is not just a luxury, is more like a global conversation. And this is what we are doing, and this is what we are having inside, and that the voices closest to the challenges are often heard, and they are the most powerful. So perhaps the most defining milestone of all is simply that sight somehow proved that volunteers, members, staff, given the right structure and support, can actually shape and change lives. And the proof is throughout numbers and the repeated thousands of times across all the countries. Now, by the way, we have 309 site group all over the world, and we do exist in all the regions. And we actually have 87,000 members. And just for this year, from January until now, we have grown approximately plus 5,000 members, which is like having the ability to shape the world and having the ability to work together and to feel like we're a community is the greatest milestones of all.
That's wonderful to hear. These stories truly reflect the spirit of sight. We are honored to be a part. We are a small part of sight. Moving on to the next question. How would you envision the future of IEEE site, and what opportunities do you see for students and volunteers in shaping that future?
Oh, well, one thing I can say for sure is that the future of site is exciting for sure. Like either it's with this year or the upcoming year. And the work that we are doing now is only delivered because of works and like a lot of achievements done by the previous generations. We're so grateful for what's like all the previous site committee did, and we are so excited for the upcoming years. And students and volunteers are the ones who will write these chapters together, because we're moving towards a site that is now more structured, more globally connected, and if I might say, more deeply embedded in community it serves. In 2026, part of the vision, we are using the pathway of learn, build, implement. The initiative fund you will receive, like the program. We have also a global contest, which is a global site day contest that that is one of its kind. This is the first time that is happening, and we will announce it on the 28th of April, where we will be having the site celebration. Also, by the way, congratulations to all the awardees and to winning the site awards. One of the things also that we will be having is trying to connect members, the site members, and trying to give them the right knowledge and tools. And this is through humanitarian webinar series that actually started 2 days ago. And every month we will be having a webinar session. It's more about problems and more about knowledge aspects that the volunteers will need. So the first webinar session was in collaboration with the Education Committee, and it was a beautiful session. It will be um, uh, for those who didn't attend, we will be published in our social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, humanitarian technology LinkedIn page, and also in our website and YouTube channel. So yeah, this is one of the things we are going to have. Also, we have a really specific strategy, which is, as you know, it depends from region to region. So it depends. The strategy will be specific. For instance, our strategy from region 1 to 7 will be more about growing the visibility of site and make people know about site. From region 8 to 10, we already have great basis. So we will work more about engagement and structured sustainability engagement. So, but beyond programs, you will have a lot of initiative all the year long. And competitions, and we will make the voices of side groups more heard and more acknowledged and more celebrated. But beyond initiatives and beyond programs, beyond the vision, I think the site's future is more about the leadership pipeline. I mean, what I mean is every student and every member who leads a site project today is a potential section chair or HTB member or global leader tomorrow. So the future of site is not something we are building for next generation. It is something we are building with them. We're not building it for them, but with them right now. So the opportunities are boundless, believe me. And we have now the hype of AI for social good. We also have initiative in the IEEE humanitarian technology, which is Gen AI for good. We are working inside to have a grand competition challenge next year. We also we can talk about challenges like clean energy access or digital education, the climate resilience, the smart agriculture. Every unsolved humanitarian challenge is an open door for all of you, for a passionate engineer with the courage to walk through it, to make change and to do impact throughout these challenge. So to every student member or graduate student or member and volunteers inside, your moment is now. Believe it or not, do not wait for the future, just build it, take the risk and build it. And you will get the support from the site committee. You will get the support from your section, region, and you will get the support from your teammate.
This vision for the future of science is both exciting and inspiring. And also the initiative of the webinar. Most of us were able to join yesterday and were able to be a part of it. So moving on to the next question. As we know, you've also contributed to the IEEE Smart World. How did that journey begin? And what inspired you to become a part of that mission?
Oh my, IEEE Smart Village holds a very special place in my heart. And my journey with them started from 2021 because it represents one of the most direct expressions of what a humanitarian technology can do at a scale. And actually, I learned about a humanitarian technology philosophy and aspect throughout IEEE Smart Village and throughout the great mentors that I have from IEEE Smart Village and like the endless amount of friends I have until now from them. So my journey in Smart Village, as I said, began as a student in 2022 when I attended one of the Power Africa conference in Morocco, Marrakesh, and I saw how energy access transforms everything. I saw when a community gets reliable electricity or gets gets education, and it's not just about, hey, we have a light bulb turning on. It is a clinic that can refrigerate vaccines. It is a school that can run after dark, and it is an entrepreneur actually, and we have a lot of great social entrepreneurs in Smart Village. It is an entrepreneur who can power a business. It is a dignity. And IEEE Smart Village, for those who don't know, it works on three pillars. It's the three E's, I call them, which is education and energy or electricity and entrepreneurship. So it provides funding in some programs to help local entrepreneurs to build their own local businesses, to help locals in the local underserved communities. It focuses on electrification, education, and what inspired me most when I started my journey is the scale of ambition that I saw in those entrepreneurs who are really good friends of mine until now, combined with the depth of community focus. And what drew me in was simple because IEEE Smart Village, unlike all the HG consortium programs, which they are IEEE Reach, IEEE Empowerability Live, IEEE Epics, IEEE Tech for Good, IEEE Move, IEEE Site, and IEEE. I really hope I didn't forget any one of them. So Epics, Reach, Empower Billion Life, and well, I hope I didn't forget any one of them. So what actually inspired me is they do not just deliver technology; it builds ecosystems, and it trains local entrepreneurs. It creates ownership, and ownership creates sustainability. And we always focus when we deliver sessions about project implementation and humanitarian project aspect, we always tell people who are interested, please focus on the local community ownership, because by the end of the day we're creating a humanitarian project that they will be owned by the communities and help the community. So basically, you throughout these programs, you are not just changing a community, and don't think that, oh, I'm changing this community because I gave them a solar panel or a water pumping station or I fixed a problem. No, you are building a whole ecosystem, and you are changing this community by giving them the knowledge and giving them the ownership of the project, because this particular ownership will create the sustainability that we are looking for in a project. So this was the philosophy that inspired me to start my whole journey in Smart Village, in Site, in humanitarian technology. And this is what keeps me actually connected to that mission all the day longs.
That's fascinating. Like, such a meaningful intersection of technology and empowerment. Of course, the three E's are the major takeaways for us. So, for the next question, I would like to ask you, uh, as we celebrate the IEEE Site Day in our college also, it will be celebrated on 28th of April. So, what message would you like to share with the students and volunteers who will be joining us for that day? As we'll be
Happy.
showing the recording of this podcast on that day.
Okay, so first of all, happy Side Day, guys. We're so happy
And
to celebrate the Side Day in 2026, and we're so proud of each one of you. And on behalf of the Side Committee, let me tell you, keep growing. Keep engineering with purpose, and keep doing the impact you are doing, because IEEE needs you and Site needs you. Please, you choose engineering basically or technology because somewhere deep down you believed it could make a difference. Best of luck in your journey, and that belief is correct. You can do a difference, as I said, and sometimes it starts from a question: if not me, who? And if it's not now, when? And site is the right place where that belief becomes action. So keep moving forward and keep doing impact and be more involved with site. And we're so proud of each one of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. These words really help us a lot for encouraging us. So, as for the last question, I would like to take the most of you. As a student side group, we organize mostly humanitarian, we organize all the humanitarian initiatives, and we want to expand the impact further. What steps would you suggest to make our side chapter growing stronger and more sustainable to the side communities, especially in the regions where site is still emerging? Like people don't know much about site.
Well, this is one of the most practical questions, actually, because especially for emerging regions, you need to know how to grow stronger and you need to be more sustainable. So here's what I would tell you, and what I would tell any member in our IEEE side group, especially student and graduate student members. First of all, start with the community, as I said, not the technology. Before you plan a single project, before you plan any technology you will be using, spend time, please, understanding your local context. What do people actually need? Who are the locals and the local organization already working on that community and on these issues? Build relationship, build network before building solutions. Then the second thing is to focus on sustainability from day one. Sustainability is not something that come up after we finish the project and then we say, hey, we need to make this project sustainable. No, it needs to be sustainable from day one. So ask yourselves always, what happens when we graduate, or what happens when our mandate as officers end, when the funding will end, and when the team will be changing. And the answer to all these questions should be built in your project. It's more like a risk mitigation strategy that you need to consider from day one, to from the very beginning, to know how to design a sustainable plan for your project. The third thing is, please document everything and share your story. Your impact deserves to be seen and deserves to be acknowledged. And I'm really sorry to know that a lot of projects and a lot of study groups who are doing a lot of impact, they are not acknowledged because we simply don't know about it. Share your story. You have a site blog in our website. You can send me an email to share this story with images and video, and we will be happy to celebrate you, because your story is not only something to be acknowledged, but also something that will motivate and inspire other study group, and they will say, hey, if they did it, I can do it also, and I can make an impact, and we have similar challenges in your community. Also, you need to be acknowledged for real by your section, your region, by our site committee. And visibility attracts patterns. I always say that if you're visible, this will create a lot of patterns and funding and new volunteers and a lot of inspiration. The fourth thing is, please connect with other side groups. I always say partner more to impact more. It's good to do impact by yourselves. It's good to create impact, but it's better to be through partnerships and collaboration. We have, for instance, like in each region, we have a humanitarian congress. Try to attend these congresses because they bring together group members, they bring together site members from all the regions to share results, stories, lessons, experiences. You might grow a big network, and we're not just talking about a normal network inside. It's a big network of students, graduate students, professors, academia, industry, scientists, entrepreneurs, and you will use this network for good. So you are not alone, and lean on that global network. It will help you. And the last thing is, apply for funding like boldly. Really, you have a lot of funding opportunities in HT programs and the consortium programs that I just named them, which there are 7 programs in total. The Tech for Good program or the EPEX program, for instance, they provide funding for grassroots projects that use technology to address some pressing challenges in local communities. So apply for these funding, and you will get them if your idea is actually tackling these challenges, and you are using technology, and you are aligning with the SDGs. Also, you have the initiative fund that you will get from site global committee uh, every year. If you are active and you are reporting your officers and your activity, you will get it. So yeah, look for funds everywhere. And IEEE humanitarian technology is not trying to hold you back because of funding. No, at all. We are actually providing all the funding opportunities and for you to apply for it. Learn more about the process, attend webinar series and sessions about these programs, because sometimes we give you some tips how to fill the form and how to fill the application that they will help you to get the funding and apply again and again even if you got rejected. And above all, please never lose sight of why you started. Please, the communities you serve are the reason everything else exists. I mean, always, it might be hard. You will fail sometimes, you will do mistakes, and that's a human, that's normal. Please always remember that a sustainable side group is not only built on enthusiasm of the beginning alone, it is also built on order, on structure, community trust, on mentorship. Use your mentors, use your advisor words, shared leadership also, and the stubborn belief that actually you can change lives and you can do impact. And but one project at a time. Don't overload yourself just because of enthusiasm. Be structured. And you have everything you need. Now, build.
That was really inspiring and fascinating, ma'am. I would like to add one more question as asked from one of my fellow member, Chirag Kataria. He likes to ask, like, what extra can a person do to stand out between those who have the same membership?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Is it on the chat?
Um, I'll repeat it once again, ma'am. He likes to ask, like, what extra can an individual person do to stand out between all those who have the same membership of the IEEE site or IEEE, any society of IEEE?
Okay, so if I understood correctly, the question is how to stand out between other study groups, right?
No, ma'am.
Right.
Actually, they ask many students have membership in IEEE, but only few truly stand out. So, what extra efforts or mindset make someone different from the crowds?
Oh, so the question is how to stand out as a site member. Oh, all
Extra,
right.
yeah.
All right. So this is a really beautiful question, and I like the question. So most people join site, and few truly show up, if I might say, and that distinction between joining, just joining, and showing up is everything. I might give some tips from my personal experience and from my peers. The first one is be the person who takes initiative. Like, do not wait to be assigned to a task. Fill it, see a need, address it. Take the first step. Okay, take the initiative. The members who stand out inside are never the ones who waited for like someone to give them the permission to do things. In a volunteer organization like IEEE, the most powerful words you can say are, hey, I will handle this and I want to do that. Give me the chance. The second thing is, please lead a real thing, real project, a real initiative. Don't be afraid. Take that risk. Attending events is good, conferences, congresses, but leading a project that impacts the community is unforgettable, believe me. And propose something, partner with a local NGO, apply for Tech for Good funding, see it through from idea to implementation, learn, build, and implement. This is what we are doing inside. And some groups just stop on the building process, they don't go to implementing. And master it, please master it. Like, do not stop at that building aspect. Do not stop at building, implement. Like the members who complete the whole three stages, learn, build, implement, are the real ones who show up and who build reputation that actually travel across the regions. Also, as I said, tell your story. Okay, we want to acknowledge you and we want you to be acknowledged. Document your work, not only just to be acknowledged, but also to give patterns to those who are gonna come after you, and to be inspired. Also, you have an HT newsletter. You can share your stories there, what you learned. It's gonna be more like a document for those who are coming and the study group who are interested to learn from your experience. And connect, like as I said, connect across regions. Do not stay in your local bubble. Sometimes it's comfortable, but please, sometimes take that risk and be outside of your comfort zone. Engage with site members all over the world, in other countries. If you're shy, this is your chance to learn how to not be shy. If you are an introvert, this is your chance to learn how to be not to be introvert. Collaborate, learn from different contexts, from your professors, from your advisors, from your counselor of the SSB. Global thinkers usually stand out in global organizations. And last but not least, consistency is the key, not just intensity. I mean, it's good to be intense, but the brilliant moments sometimes fades. 12 months or 8 months of consistent contribution builds a legacy and make you show up for the webinar series we're gonna have, show up for the initiative that your region might have, show up for the events, show up for collaborations between other student branches, show up in your section events, submit reports, engage with every brilliant initiative throughout the year, because consistency is much more important, and discipline much more important than intensity. And please always remember why you started. Connect humanitarian aspect or technology to humanity, always throughout your work. Never let your contribution become purely administrative or technical just because you are holding a leadership position or you are an officer in your study group. Always shape it or anchor it to the human being at the end of the solutions, which makes us go to the first question, which is empathy and engineering. That perspective, the empathy aspect, aspect, or the humanitarian aspect, is what separates a good site member from a great site member. So you do not stand out in sight by being the smartest one in the room or the one who uses the wow technology. You stand out by being the most committed person in the community to do impact.
So you
I
say,
hope I answered.
yes. So you say these activities really help in placement and research or higher study and abroad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, moving forward, before we wrap up, we have prepared a quick fire, like rapid fire round, or for fun incentives answers. Like no overthinking, just the first thing that comes to your mind. No overthinking allowed.
All right.
So the first one is you have to answer quickly. The first one is the one word in which you'll define yourself as an engineer.
I'm sorry, Avani, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat it? I heard
Sorry.
there's a fire round. So the first word I hear, I will answer immediately. Okay.
All right, I'll repeat the first question again. One word that defines you as an engineer.
Oh my. I would say disciplined.
Okay. Impact or innovation. What drives you more?
Impact or innovation. Uh, Impact.
Okay. One
I'm
leadership
getting
quality
nervous.
that one leadership quality that you cannot compromise on.
Always listen before you speak.
Okay. The one skill every engineering student should master early.
Oh my. Um, Never stop learning.
Okay, that's a really good answer. A technology that will dominate the next 5 years.
Oh my, this is easy. I mean, AI with all its aspects. AI is basically ruling the world now with all its aspects,
Right?
from machine learning, deep learning, even quantum computing.
Quantum computing is actually growing.
Yeah.
So, okay, now actually one word.
Hmm. Oh my God, this is so difficult. IEEE in one word is I would say is a family for me.
Oh, that's one thing every IEEE student must experience at least once.
Failing, and failing so hard. Don't be afraid of failing. You will fail a lot. You will do mistakes, but the thing is, it's not about failing itself, is how to grow up from these lessons. Don't be too afraid to fail so that you don't try anything. You will fail. Just take it for granted.
Most of us covered the first step only. So, what do you do when you feel stuck or overwhelmed?
I breathe and I take few steps backward. It's okay. It's not really necessary to always move forward. Sometimes you need to take steps backward to see the whole image.
Okay. So, can you share with us one incident that shaped you, that shaped the most of you, the personality you have or developed?
Um, I cannot recall one specific incident, but I think I mean, if it's IEEE related, perhaps is the first time when we implemented a project in before even starting my student branch, when we went to a community. We were like working the whole year with the community, but I never got the chance to go on field. My members, my friends, my peers were going. Uh, but when I went on field and I saw the true community and I saw what's going on there, it changed me. Like I was world when I started, I was working mainly on technical aspects. This is why I keep telling, please, community first. When I went there and I saw the community and I saw how they are living and the true conditions, I was bombarded and I was shocked. And then I started working with empathy. I started working every time I am developing the solution. It was a water pumping station related to a panel, solar panel. Every time I work on the solution, I remember these children faces and the community and their trust in us, and that kept pushing me forward and forward. um there is nothing can actually erase those faces, and this is a reminder that the world is still full of problems, full of challenges. And if you are finding yourself working on a solution, you are so privileged. You have the power in your hand to shape someone's life. And this is itself is a blessing. Please don't take it for granted. And the world now, you know that you are seeing what's happening in the world. We have tons of problems, tons of disaster, natural disasters, wars, people like getting displaced from their homelands, and climate change. You are the hope, a light of hope in this world as a site member to change, and you will get all the resources. Don't take that for granted. You're so privileged because you can hope, you can speak up for the voiceless, and you can make an impact.
That's These are so beautiful words. So, next one, okay. So, one thing engineers should unlearn.
Consistency, because as I said, you can have the most brilliant ideas and technology tools, but without consistency you cannot go any further. You should learn how to be consistent in every engineering field, actually.
I, I am assuming there was a little breakthrough. I meant to ask one thing engineers should unlearn.
Unlearn. Oh my. Well, if you learn something, it's hard to unlearn it, but mm, having extra confidence. This is I saw this like in the world. Sometimes if you have an engineering diploma or degree, you are so confident and you go into a room, hey, I'm an engineer, and that extra confidence is not really good. You should always be humble, and you should always expect to learn lessons from everyone. Like, not because of your degree you're higher or you're like better than others. Expect and be like ready to receive lessons from everyone, because every person you meet in your life is a lesson that you're gonna learn. Is it a bad or a good lesson? Doesn't matter, you will learn lessons from people. So please be humble, and whatever the degree you get, PhD or above, CEO, whatever the position or leadership position, the true leadership trait that I always recommend: stay humble. Always be humble, because these positions might come and go. The degrees are not that important if you will compare them to the humanitarian aspect. So try to always leave a good impact in someone's life, even if you encounter that person like for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Leave a great impact. Don't be rude. Always be humble and be like expecting to learn something from that person.
That's basically humans trying to be more human.
Yeah.
So, the next one, okay, just two are left. So, one habit of effective change makers.
One habit.
Yes.
One habit to do to I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
One habit which an effective change maker should inhabit, like
Okay.
must
So
have.
you want to be a change maker. What habits should you have?
Yes.
Um, as I said, it's like the same thing for if you want to be a good engineer, is always learning. Like you should keep learning. You should keep investigating, because the true disaster for me is when you get into like a step, or when you get into stages in your life and you say, "Oh, I've got enough learning. I know everything now." No, this is wrong. You never are enough, especially with the world now, with the emergent technologies and the emergent updates that are happening day after day. When you stop learning, whatever the position you are like, you have like a professor or an engineer or a student, or just a human being, regardless of the position, when you stop learning, for me is like you are stop living. Because the one of the most blessings of the life is learning, and you can get to learn anything. Be educated, not only in your own fields. Like, I don't know, if you're an electrical engineer, be the best in electrical engineering and know all the updates. But being educated does not mean only to know about electrical engineering, but also to know about other aspects of life. Read about poetry, or about politics, or about what's happening in the world. Be educated, because these information also important even for your own self-education and you as a human being. It's good to be educated in other fields.
Right. So, last one is one message to all student volunteers.
Oh, um one message. I'm afraid it's gonna be long, but first of all, like happy side day again. I'm so proud of each one of you, and I'm talking on behalf of my site committee members. I mean, I would say something from my heart, not as a chair, but as a human being, and who started exactly where you are now. um you can choose engineering or technologies because when you chose it, you are in deep love of that aspect or technical aspect. But I believe that if you are here now in this podcast series, or if you're attending any kind of webinar about humanitarian technology aspects, it means that deep down you want to do some change and impact. And please believe that inner voice that tells you you can do impact or you can do a change, because that inner voice never lies. And the site is the right place for you to do that and to make that belief becomes reality. So do not tell anyone, please do not let anyone tell you what you are, or you are too young. Oh my god, I got this I got this sentence everywhere. I might be the youngest person in the humanitarian board, by the way. I'm actually the youngest person and the youngest chair of the site global committee, and I always get that comment, you're too young for this. Or sometimes too young for them means you are inexperienced or too far from the center of like creating impact, which is not true. So I never let these put me down, actually. And age is just a number, and experience is not actually evaluated through numbers of years. It evaluated through the things that you went through. So some of the most extraordinary humanitarian technology projects in science history and humanitarian technology history were led by students, actually. And I always tell it up high. Students are the true force of IEEE humanitarian technologies. And the true people who do change are students or graduate students or members who refused to give up and refuse to wait until they are growing up enough to do impact according to societies or the world. So seeing the life-changing impact of project in community and the personal growth in developing sustainable community to tailored programs and solutions was the most encouraging part anyone can have in the volunteering experience. IEEE in general is a blessing if you know how to actually tackle these lessons. Courses is a big network, is a network of 500,000 people all over the world. So use these resources. You have IEEE Collaborative, IEEE Explore, IEEE Learning Network. You can get free courses, free certificates. You have events, workshops, webinar series. It's a whole big learning platform, and it's just waiting for you to say, hey, I want to learn, and you will have open doors in front of you. So this could be your story, actually. It should be your story. Your students, you joined side group, you are going day after day, and you are doing impact. And who knows, you might be the next leader in IEEE or even outside of IEEE, just because you believed in yourself and in your team. Because these humanitarian projects, you cannot go further alone. You should count on your team, and you should believe in the teamwork, and that together we stand, and one for all and all for one, and not just cliches. There are real statements, and I saw these statements in the humanitarian project work. So today on side day and like celebrating side achievements, actually we are not just celebrating what has been built already, but we are celebrating and actually helping and promoting what can comes next. And what I'm seeing now is what's coming next is you, all of you, because engineering or studying engineering or technical aspects, it's not just a profession or just a job. In the right hands, your hands, it is one of the most powerful forces for human dignity the world has never known. Use it wisely. Use these skills really in a wise way. Use it boldly. Use it for others. As I said, we are not creating solutions for communities. We are creating with communities, and always put this in mind. So, yeah, happy IEEE Side Days. Now go build something that matters. Go do impact. Go make your story matters and valuable. And you can do that.
Truly, ma'am, thank you so much for the side day wishes. We'll truly stay on the mission of the site and try to make impactful projects on our end. There's one more question a fellow member would like to ask. It's like, so on the 24th, we all participated in your podcast in the webinar. So, where you discussed the expansion, our mission for this year aligns with that. So, as we aim to expand within the Madhya Pradesh section, given that we currently operate as the only site group in MP section, we are keen to initiate a site drive in collaboration with site groups across the section. So, we would be pleased to initiate a collaborative effort and are available to schedule an additional session with you as Brittany as our esteemed guest.
So you're inviting me for the initiative, or I didn't quite understand. So you are leading an initiative to help expanding study groups in your section, right? So this is a
Yeah.
great step. And the second part of the question was,
Okay. I'll just share it in the chat.
oh, is it in the
Okay.
chat?
So,
I can read it. It's okay. What steps? This is the right questions, or
uh,
okay, the first one. I'm sorry. All
right.
right. We will initiate efforts and are available to scale with you as an esteem. So it's not a question; it's a suggestion, more or less. Yeah, we will be happy to have any kind of collaboration you would like to have with the committee member, site committee member, any kind of sessions, and we will actually help promoting this. This is part of our vision to expand site groups and site members in a sustainable way, not just additional numbers and that's it. So if you want us to have any sessions with you, you can write us an email and we can have any kind of sessions you want. It depends on the availability of the committee or the staff like Brittany and Juliana. It depends on their availability also, but we will be happy to help you with this mission of expanding side groups, and we will help you to operate correctly, driven by the site mission for sure. And best of luck in this initiative.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your support will be really a major pillar for us.
My pleasure.
I'm, a, I'm afraid I'm taking a lot of time than I should be.
No,
I'll just
please.
wrap it.
Please take all the time. I mean, I'm here to answer questions.
All right. Is there anyone who would like to ask more questions?
Right. I think I see two more questions. They're not answered. Is by Lucky. Is how does IEEE membership help students their career at a global level? And do IEEE activities really help in placement, research, or higher study abroad? I think we didn't answer these questions, right, Avani?
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
ma'am, you did.
All right. I'm sorry. I wasn't checking the chat, but yeah. So about how does IEEE membership help students at a global level? So let me put this in direct way. IEEE membership is not just a line on your resume or CVs. It is a door to a world most students never knew existed. IEEE Global Network is over 500,000 engineering and STEM professionals whose the core purpose is to foster technological innovation, excellence for the benefit of humanity. with this in mind. So when you become a member, an IEEE member, you do not just join organization, you join that entire network ecosystem. So here's what that means. Basically, the first one is the global credibility, which is important. IEEE is recognized by university, research institution, employers on every continent, and they know about it year after year. Have an IEEE on your resume, on your profile, especially with active involvement, like active leadership position and active involvement in project implementation and all kind of initiative, signals for employers and for recruiters your seriousness, your initiative, and how professional mature you are. So for me, if I'm reading a resume anywhere in the world and I have these IEEE involvements and I have these IEEE initiatives, I will get a really good idea about your profile. The second thing is access to a world-class knowledge. As I said, IEEE has tons of resources like IEEE Collaborative, which is basically like LinkedIn in IEEE members, IEEE Explore, Learning Network, and IEEE Explore is actually one of the largest databases of technical literature, journals, publications, and conference papers on the whole world. So for a student doing research, a master's student or PhD, or even engineering student, if you're doing research, and even for academia, like professors, this alone is so mind-blowing and transformative. Also, it's a big network that it crosses borders. Like your local section connects you to your perhaps your city or the place you're like localized. Your regional network will connect you to your continent, like people from different sections in the same region. And IEEE global structure connects you to everywhere in the world. Just imagine that. You might end up by having a friend in every country in the world, which is wonderful. So the engineer who mentors you into your first international opportunity is often will be someone you will be meeting throughout IEEE network, congress, or conferences, or initiative. Also, you will gain, either you believe it or not, you will gain leadership skills before you graduate. You will find yourself learning about leadership and actually dual leadership, even not even knowing that, because throughout your student branch, your study group in student branch, your young professional network, your section, and your committees that you are involved in, technical chapters, IEEE gives the students real leadership roles before even graduating and entering the professional world. And this experience is really rare and deeply valued. Also, there is the travel grants, the conferences, the congresses, the publication opportunities. You will get to travel with IEEE to attend conferences and really highly flagship events in IEEE. And these conferences happen in every major field, basically all the fields, every year, all the year round, around the world. So presenting at one as a student and attending a conference as a student, or co-authoring a paper, and your paper got accepted to be presented in a conference, places you in conversations with the best minds in your discipline globally. This is so important because IEEE does not just add value to your career. For many engineers around the world, IEEE is where their career actually started. So this is the first answer. I hope I remembered everything. But for the second question, which is, do IEEE activities really help with placement, research, and higher studies abroad? Yes, like the simple, short answer is yes, but only if you engage, not just belong. As I said, there is a difference between joining and showing up. This is exactly the same thing. It's difference between joining and having IEEE membership and actually belong to IEEE. So a membership card alone, or a number or ID, does not change anything, actually. but being active, being visible, meaningful participation, meaningful initiative change everything. And here is how, like, for placement and jobs, the first part of the questions, recruiter, especially in multinational companies or really big international companies, look for evidence of initiative. You might say, uh, you might write anything you want in your resume, but you need evidence, you need certificates, you need achievements evidence. So as a recruiter, if I was a recruiter, I will look for evidence beyond grades. Grades are important. Please watch watch out about your study and education, but also if you are writing down you have led a side project or organized a technical event or was part of the organizing committee or you chaired a student branch committee or a side group, please tells a recruiter something that bring evidence, okay? And this kind of experience will tell the recruiter in the company something that not any great transcript will say, which is this person here can lead, can work in teams, collaborate, and deliver. And this is usually what all the companies look for. So many IEEE members have landed internships, jobs, PhD opportunities directly through connection made in IEEE conferences, in webinars, in workshops, in section event. This network here is real, so use it. And for the research part, which is the second part of the question, is IEEE Explore accesses alone, like puts you ahead of peers at institutions without library subscription. But beyond the access itself, when you publish or you present at an IEEE conference or a congress as an undergraduate is a really credential that PhD admission committee noticed immediately if you are looking to pursue your PhD journey. So professors who review your application often are IEEE members themselves sometimes, and you have that shared language, shared values, shared community, and it matters more than just grades, and it matters more than any student will realize. For the higher study abroad, which is the last part of the questions, university abroad usually, like in any country in the world which is abroad, value three things in international applicants. First is the academic performance, your grades. Second is the research experience. And third is the demonstrated leadership. So IEEE actively can directly strengthen all three without you notice. Letters of recommendation from IEEE mentors and people who have strong and high IEEE leadership position, and evidence of conference participation and presenting and acceptance of published paper through IEEE. These are not really small addition to an application. They are the things that make the difference, actually. IEEE humanitarian technologies in particularly connect you with a global network of like-minded people, as I said, and individuals who are interested in everything, like to put their expertise in advancing technology for social impact. And that network might include professors, researchers, entrepreneurs, industry leaders who can actually open doors for you you didn't know that they actually exist. So the bottom line here is IEEE will not hand you a career, okay? Will not hand you an internship opportunity or a position. This will never gonna happen. You're not gonna be handled these things, but it will give you every tool, every connection, and every opportunity to build one career, one outstanding career if you choose to show up. So the students who look back and say IEEE changed their lives are never the ones who simply paid the membership fees. You can pay the membership fee and still you're not going to get anything. They are the ones who volunteers, led, published, who actually showed up, who networked, who invested in the community as much as they asked from it. The true investment you can do now is on yourselves. Invest in yourselves, and that investment will pay back globally, professionally, and personally. I wish I answered all these questions now.
Yes, yes, sure.
Yes, ma'am. That truly boosted all our spirits actually. With this, I'd like to request you for a group photo. Every one of us will be switching on their cameras and we'll take a quick photo of it.
All right. Oh, hello. Now I see your beautiful faces. All right. Let me fix my bangs, my hair. All right. Don't be shy, guys. I want to see your faces. So if you can open your cameras, go ahead. All right. Did we take it or I just kept smiling?
Yes, ma'am, it's done.
All right.
It was
Okay.
really a huge honor and privilege to have you with us, ma'am.
Oh, the
Lastly,
honor is mine.
it's
Thank you
like
so
you
much,
keep speaking
ma'am.
and we'll take all notes of everything you say. It's a never
Thank
ending
you.
thing.
Thank you. I was so honored, and thank you for the questions. Thank you for attending. Thank you, Lucky, for inviting me. Congratulations again. And please, if you ever need anything to collaborate with the side comedy, we will be honored to help you. Reach out to me or anyone in the side comedy, and we will be happy to attend sessions and to give sessions and to deliver sessions. And you are the true champions here. Keep moving forward, keep growing, keep doing what you're doing. You are lucky to have Lucky with you, and please keep investing in yourselves, and we are here to support. And as I said, always never stop learning and never stop growing, and use IEEE correctly and in proper way, and you will go places you never knew you could go, and you can reach out to them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Lastly, we prepared a small token of gratitude for having
Oh,
with us today. We'd like to present to you with a virtual momentum.
oh, thank you so much. It's really beautiful. Thank you. You really shouldn't do that. I mean, it's my job to do this lesson. So beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I
We're
love it.
so honored to have you with us, ma'am, today. It was really
Thank you.
grateful to have you with us today.
Thank you. The honor is mine.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time to be the part of this sessions. We sincerely appreciate your guidance and look forward to implement this learning with our student. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Lucky. I'm looking forward to meet all of you in the site celebration. Thank you so much for having me. I hope I answered all your questions. Uh, but still, if you still have any other questions, you can reach out to me through LinkedIn or through email, and I will be happy to answer all your questions. So yeah, without any further ado, if you don't have any other questions, please keep moving forward, keep growing, keep doing what you're doing. And the site is always here to help you whatever it's needed. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye, ma'am.
All right, bye-bye. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
evening and do the next initiative.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.